The other day I was running through the park, big park, broad daylight, 3 p.m., and there were these two girls walking on the path in front of me. They were walking in the middle of the road, side by side, and kind of moving back and forth in a way that I couldn't get past them. And I got up on them and I said, "Hey, excuse me." I kid you not, one of the girls jumped into the other girl's arms like her friend was like Prince Charming, and the friend holding her like gave me this evil, nasty look like I had just done the worst thing imaginable. My first thought wasn't that I just scared them. My first thought was, oh my god, they think I'm a creep. They think I'm some creepy guy. It's over for me. I'm cooked. I'm a chud. As I continued on with my run, I started thinking about how much we all worry about how we're perceived, because I think a lot of us are kind of scared of looking stupid. We want to come across as nonchalant, brush it off. And the scary part is that it doesn't just make us awkward, but if you're constantly worried about saying the wrong thing and looking weird or being judged, eventually you'll start avoiding things entirely. You won't flex your social muscle. You won't go out and talk to new people. You won't join that club, and you don't ask someone out. There's other things that you may not do, but ultimately you won't take any chances, and you won't make yourself socially stronger. You will be a chud for the rest of your life. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start making your world smaller or interacting with it completely. I think the internet has made us obsessed with being perceived correctly. Whatever correct may mean in a certain social situation may vary, but we have become obsessed with the idea of being seen the same as everyone else in any given moment. Trying to seem like you don't care what anyone thinks actually has the opposite effect. Constantly worrying about looking like you don't care is probably one of the least confident things you can do. It's chudly. We've created this weird social rule where being awkward is treated like the worst possible outcome, when in reality, an awkward moment is a potential learning opportunity rather than a complete and total wash. You said something weird, that is a failure. You were cringe in the moment, bro. That is a failure. It's okay to be cringe. It's okay to fail. We learn from failure. You get rejected by the girl you asked out. That's a failure. It's embarrassing. Good. You learn how to be embarrassed. You try and make a new friend, didn't work, start beefing in the group chat. You won't do it again. The reality is every socially confident person you know has experienced awkwardness and has probably done all of these things tens to hundreds of times. These things make you socially stronger. It didn't stop them, and it shouldn't stop you. And you may be rolling your eyes. I'm not the social walk into a room, everybody knows me, I can network with everybody. I'm extremely awkward. I have terrible social anxiety, but I have improved myself greatly by failing. And now when I get in these situations, I might drop the ball 10% of the time, but 10% is still an A. That's a 90% overall. We're still passing the test. So how are we supposed to grow socially if you don't fail? The biggest problem is that social skills require this failure. You cannot become comfortable talking to people by avoiding situations where you might be uncomfortable. It's like trying to get stronger in the gym by not going. You can't be scared of benching 45 pounds, because if you don't bench 45 pounds, you will never bench 55 pounds, and then 65, then 135, then 225, and so on. You have to have these awkward conversations. There's moments in the elevator where nobody's saying anything, and somebody might, pass some gas or something. You're like, dude, what the hell is going on? You have to say something dumb. You have to experience the awkwardness and learn how to process it, because that's how your brain actually learns things. Your social skill, like any other skill, is something you have to practice and get good at. Depending on your level of natural talent, that amount of practice might vary, but at the end of the day, you have to flex your social muscles. You can't just sit around and try to act safe and blend in and then expect the perfect social opportunity to fall out of the sky. And even if it does, if you haven't flexed your social muscle at all, let's say this 10 out of 10 gorgeous bombshell baddie walks up to you, how are you going to respond to her if you have no practice? You're going to stutter. She's going to think you're a retard, and she's going to walk away. You're not going to get her number, and she's probably going to tell her friends in the group chat how stupid the guy she just talked to was. You don't want that to happen, right? So you've got to go fail on your terms, not Emily's terms from the sorority, okay? The result from everyone trying to just avoid this learning is a lot of people sitting behind their phones on a screen in public, waiting for life to happen instead of actually participating. So how do we actually improve socially? First, you have to take more social risks. I've already iterated on that. You can literally just start talking to people to practice this. And I'm not saying everyone needs to become the guy who walks up to strangers and talks to everyone. Obviously, that's not feasible. I certainly wouldn't do that. But if you're feeling yourself one day, you got to let the shots fly. You got to just compliment someone, make a joke, and if it misses, oh well, you weren't funny. You'll be funny next time, maybe. Maybe you won't. Who cares? By the time that person has left that situation, the next 10 minutes, they're on their phone, gooning on TikTok, texting someone. They have forgotten about you completely. By the end of the week, there is no memory there. It's gone. So start that conversation, make that joke. Unless you're a total creep, someone might like film you and put you on TikTok for some clout. But at the end of the day, someone will probably just give you a weird look. It might be a little awkward. 10 minutes later, gone forever. Unrendered, despawned, and then you go home and you realize your life is exactly the same. When I scared those two girls in the park, right after, you want to know what I did? I went to Hawaiian Bros. I got a classic plate with Honolulu chicken, white rice, and vegetables, and then I played RuneScape for 6 hours as God intended. Who cares? Who cares about what those people think about you, bro? It's all right. The second thing is to put yourself in slightly uncomfortable situations. Don't throw yourself into situations that you can't handle. Just make yourself a little more uncomfortable. Go somewhere alone, try something new, or talk to someone that you normally wouldn't. Confidence comes from collecting evidence that you can actually handle uncomfortable situations. Confidence doesn't just spawn in. You have to experience the uncomfortable thing, be uncomfortable, and then raise your tolerance to it. And once your tolerance gets to a certain level, you'd be surprised at how well you can start interacting with people. And you can even use my channel for example here. I'm not good at talking, and so I started this channel as a project to get better at talking. And from the first video to now, I've greatly improved at it, as I'm sure you can tell, and I will continue to improve at a probably logarithmic rate and fall off. The third thing you can do is stop texting so much. Texting is like a safe alternative to learning how to communicate. You can rewrite your message. Any bad message you can just scrap as a failure and rewrite. You never have to experience the being awkward, and you can think 5 minutes before responding. You have to think on your toes. Real conversations don't work like text, and text can even start fights that were never meant to happen. I can't tell you how many times I've been dating a girl or talking to a friend and responded to something and they misread my tone, and then all of a sudden we're beefing about a Minecraft parkour TikTok that they sent me, and it's just this whole thing. Call people, talk to them, and practice actually speaking. When you practice speaking, you'll get better at it, and then surprise, surprise, when you talk to people, they will remain engaged with you. Their eyes won't glaze over, and they won't start saying things like, yeah, man, that's so true. Facts, bro, facts. Like, you'll actually have a conversation with people if you can learn how to talk and be more engaging and get people to listen to you. And finally, you can pick up a social hobby. Pickleball, great example. You guys know I'm mean on the pickleball. I gotta flick F3. I'm a big control guy. You can play a different sport, flag football, join a run club, start swimming, go paddleboarding, do anything outside where other people are, where a social event could naturally happen. You're not gonna roll a D20 social event sitting alone in your room watching TikTok. If you're outside, even if you're outside watching TikTok in a group of people, somebody might randomly talk to you. You might get that random chance value for a social interaction. Find something that gets you out of your room around actual humans that is not online. Book club, going to the theater, playing music, anything. Just go do it. Get out, get the little chud out in the wild. I don't want this video to make it sound like socializing is easy, because for a lot of people, socializing is very hard. I understand. I have some of the worst social anxiety out of anybody I know, and putting yourself out there is really scary. Being rejected is scary. Looking stupid is scary, but the alternative is worse. The alternative is that you don't fail at all, and then you get to the end of your life and you look back on all these moments where that random thing could have happened. The random Emily from the sorority could have walked up to you, and you could have had this deep conversation with her, or rizzed her up and gotten her number and converted to a girlfriend, and at the end of the day, when she talked to you, you dropped the ball because you had no social skills. You don't want to get to the end of your life and look back on it like that. So fail now. The goal isn't to become someone who never experiences a lull in a conversation, because even the most confident people in those conversations, they still feel the awkwardness. Raising your tolerance to the awkwardness is where confidence actually comes from, and you want to be confident. So fail. Sorry, I got a little tangential. That's pretty much all I have on this topic. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys had a cozy day. If you haven't, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Click on that card up there if you want to hear more philosophical bullshit. it overlaid on some video games, and I will see you guys in the next video next time. Thank you.